as I said, about 700 people that come to the conference. It actually all begins on Friday. So this year it's the conference itself is on Saturday, April 21st. But it begins on Friday. On Friday, there is a speaker media reception here at the Ramada Inn. And all our speakers fly in from all over the country. And we have a reception for them, and they're interviewed. And then we show a movie, a Latino issue movie, which this year is called Entre Nos. It's about a beautiful lady who comes to the United States with her 2 children to meet with her, to rejoin with her husband. And when she gets here, her husband just leaves her. And she has to survive as someone who is undocumented in the United States and has to find food and things for her daughter. And it shows the dignity and the human face of the immigrant and what that immigrant brings to this country that is so unappreciated in so many circles today.
But, I can see that you're bringing in guest speakers, that you are talking about issues that really are making us think or educating us about issues. But also this year, because I can see that it's a theme every year. What is the theme of this conference this year, this year?
The theme all 17 years has always been the same in terms of what we want to do. It's about working today's vision for a better tomorrow. It's about abriendo puertas. Whether we open those doors for our people or open those doors for agencies, we want to open doors so that dialogue and people could, people can all step in through the door and talk as one people to help each other. This year, the difference is that for 17 years, and I'm ashamed to say it, but 17 years, we have not dealt with the issue of immigration. We have been afraid. Like so many others, we have been afraid because there's so much hatred and conviction on both sides of that issue. And so we kind of stayed away from it. We didn't want to inflame either side. And then we began to realize until this last year when we were doing our research and we saw what was happening in Alabama, where mothers were signing over their children to strangers because they felt they were going to be picked up the next morning and deported. And the fear that invoked. And then when we started seeing in Arizona, and we realized that, we can no longer keep quiet about it. We need to arm our people with the tools to help keep people in this country who've been here for such a long time, who have committed no crimes. Although in this administration, we've probably had more people deported than ever before, than the last 2 or 3 administrations. There was a memo that was put out by the head of the ICE and immigration. It's called the Morton Memo. And the Morton Memo said we would not deport people who have been here, who have committed no crimes, who have families here, who have worked here. And yet it's happening every day. But a lot of people don't know what the Morton Memo is. They don't know how to use the Morton Memo. Most of the people who have been kept in this country, it's because of the utilization of that Morton Memo here in the United States. And so at this year's conference, we're going to really deal with the issues. Every workshop that we offer is going to have some connection to immigration reform or to immigration or to services for the undocumented. You cannot present a workshop at this year's conference unless there is a piece that is dealing with that issue. So the Morton Memo is Laura Vasquez from the National Council of Raza. It was an expert on it. Is going to come in and show people how to utilize it. I believe you were at the White House summit where they said that there were so many people said we've heard of this, but we don't know how to use it. Yet we deal with the undocumented worker almost every day. So that's going to be happening. People are wondering what's happening with the Affordable Health Care Act. A lot of it has already been implemented, and there are provisions in there that people can already use to sort of better their situation, but people don't know this. So we're bringing in experts on these issues. We're bringing in Valdemar. I'm sure you're familiar with Valdemar Velasquez, the president of the Farm Labor Organizing Committee, who's probably done more in this country for the migrant worker than anyone before Cesar Chavez. And so he'll be coming in to sort of tell us what is really happening around the country, what is that we can do to get involved. And we also need to deal with one major issue that again, it's just so bothersome, and that is that there are now so many Latinos that seem to believe that they are better than other Latinos simply because that Latino is undocumented. And that is wrong. That is so criminal to an extent that they could believe that we are starting to have a caste system in which the undocumented person holds the lowest rung on our social ladder. Because when Latinos start forgetting that we're all Latinos and that we're all in this together, and that what happens to some will happen to others if we don't all work together, now that we are indeed the largest minority in the United States, then we've lost. Then we've already lost. And so that's one of the messages that are really going to go through the conference this year. We're also bringing in Rafi Rodriguez, who is the president of the Ohio Hispanic Chambers of Commerce, who's going to talk about business and how that he helps Latinos start businesses, and even what he can do for an undocumented worker who really wants, to start their own business. Liliana Kavanaugh from the Ohio Commission is coming in to really tell us what are the new laws that are going through right now that we don't even know about, that are being snuck through the House and the Senate to keep our people in a subservient position. You have to understand, and what we've come to realize over the years is that, Latinos are the largest minority, and we are growing more and more and more. And that, for some reason, has made people terrified. And because of that, they're starting things that are very hurtful to our community, and we all have to be aware of it.
Why it's important to continue and to support this conference?
I think what's one of the things that we have seen come out of this conference that has made us feel that we're definitely doing the right thing is the evaluations. The people who say, we come to your conference and we are re-inspired, and we get to connect with other people who are working on the front lines, people who are not in this for themselves, people who are in it to help their community, to bring other Latinos forward, to help them sort of adapt to whatever conditions that they face, and to improve conditions for our community. So people who come to this conference, the first thing they notice is that everybody seems to know you. This is a conference for you. This is a conference for that frontline person who wants to share, and who wants to learn, and who wants to help, and who really wants to improve the conditions in their community. Some of the highlights this year, besides the speakers, which we'll have some very dynamic speakers, but Latinos work very hard, and Latinos play hard also. And we're bringing in some of our featured entertainment. One of the groups is Salsa Oco. You can look them up on the internet, and I tell you, you will, if you go to the YouTube and look at Salsa Oco, just watching them, you'll get very tired.
So we will have cultural events.
Salsa.
Colombia salsa.
And it's like as if you were listening to a record at 78 speed. It's so fast, and they do so much acrobatics with it. And también estamos trayendo Alfredo de la Fe. You kind of have to have been around a little while to remember who Alfredo de la Fe is. But he studied at Juilliard. He was one of the top classical violinists, Latino classical violinists in the United States. And then he met Tito Puente. And Tito Puente had him sit in on with his band one time, and he fell in love with salsa. And he played for the Fania All-Stars. He played for Carlos Santana.
Oh my God!
He was renowned all over the world. And then he left the country because of some of the things that he saw happening in this country. He left the country for 20 years. And a few years ago, he came back. And he is just a virtuoso on the violin. And if you hear this man play the violin, you will really feel the pain and the joy of our people at the same time. And we also have the Ohio Dance Theater coming in to do a special Latino tribute to our community. We have different other dance groups that will come in. And all of this is just to sort of, it goes with a gala. One of the things is with the conference, and the conference is... it's $50 for the conference and $50 for the gala. And if someone were not able to make it, or they just simply couldn't afford it, and they really wanted to come, I will find them a sponsor to bring them. And you come, and we offer breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You are with people of sort of like minds, people who want to teach and also who want to learn, and people who want to tell their stories. And you're networking with these people, and you're there with them all day. And after the conference, first we hope that people would join us and would like to join us to meet all the speakers and to meet all the sponsors on Friday night, and then to watch the movie with us. And we provide you food there also. And the movie director of Entre Nos and the producer are flying in to tell people about the movie, about the characters in the movie, but also that if you have a project like this, how to raise the money to get that kind of project funded. And then, like, as I said, the conference on Saturday has breakfast and lunch also included. And then you have about 2 hours after the conference to get ready for the gala. And that is sort of a semi-formal dinner. We have dinner, we bring in all the entertainment, and we sort of network and we continue conversations that were started at the conference, all with the intent of keeping people informed, of opening new doors for ourselves, our people, so that we can walk in through them together. And Lorena, I would love to invite you to come as our guest.
Oh,
to just come and cover the conference, and I will cover your cost. And come in just to see, to be recognized for all the good work that you do. And you'll see so many other people at this conference that, they're not shooting for the stars. It's not about, how many people have tried to stop them from doing something good or told them, go into business, forget what you're doing for your community. And all these people have said, no, I know I'm never going to get a pension because of what I do. I work for a nonprofit. But I also know that the Lord put us on this earth for a reason. It's to help other people. It's to do unto others sort of as you would have them do unto you. It's sort of to respect and to love. And that's one of the reasons that we chose immigration this year, is because people have got to come together and understand that we really all are in this together. There's a lot to learn from each other. But I guarantee you that you come to this conference, you will feel great, you will feel alive, you will learn so much, and you will learn not by being lectured to, but by being interactive and talking with the speakers and asking your questions and getting the answers that you need to take back, in your case, to your constituents. All the people who listen to Mujer Latina.
Michael, I feel so inspired already. And I know that we have the same problems, some issues. At the end, if we work together, our voice will be stronger. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Also, if there's anyone who needs any assistance or any help or anything that we as a coalition of 60 different organizations can do to help or support, feel free to call me. Again, my name is Michael Ferrer, and you can reach me at 440-336-1501. And I'll be happy to help in anything that I can help, or that the Coalition for Hispanic Latino Issues and Progress can help, just to bring our community together, to start looking at things with similar eyes and working together to, we're powerful as individuals, but we are so much more powerful as a community. And we all know one thing for sure, and, the government may help, organizations may help, but the Latino community has always survived because Latinos have assisted Latinos. And we have always taken care of ourselves, our community, our families, and that's the bond that ties all of us. And that is our amazing strength. And I hope people will understand that. I hope they will join us for the conference, and I'd be glad to do anything I can to facilitate that.
Well, thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you, Lorena, and I hope that I hear from you. And again, we'd love for you to be our guest.